Greetings class, my name is Purity Cherono and I'm taking you through the introduction to biology. First, we are going to define the term biology. We're going to see what biology entails, since it entails the human life. Biology deals with the origins, the growth in humans, and also deals with plants. And we also have the branches of biology. So we are going to start on the definition of biology and how the term biology was derived. First, biology is the branch of science that deals with the study of living things, whereby these living things include the human beings, also the plants and other organisms. There are diverse forms of life, ranging from invisible microscopic living things to the gigantic life forms. The invisible ones are those that can be seen through a microscope but cannot be seen with the naked eyes. Then the gigantic life forms, these are those organisms that can easily be seen by our naked eyes. Then also biology deals with the study of origins, types, the nature, growth, development, interaction, and maintenance of all life forms on earth. This is whereby it entails their growth in organisms, whereby, for example, human beings, as they grow from when they are young to adult stage, and also the plants, their origins, how plants originated, how the different types of plants, how they grow, their development, and also interactions on life forms. Also, it deals with the origin of human beings, whereby it enables us to know how human beings originated from simple life forms to the complex life forms. Also, it deals with how the organisms interact in the environment, let's say like animals, how they interact in the environment, how different animals adapt to changes in the environment, how they also move, their movement and their irritability, and also it entails the positioning of organisms in a certain climatic conditions based on their adaptations. The next step we are going to see is the next is the biology, the branches of biology, whereby you have two branches of biology. We have the zoology and we have also the botany. The biology is such a broad field of knowledge whereby it deals with plants, it deals with animals. Zoology, this is the study of biology that deals with the study of animal life. Zoology enables us to know different organisms on different environmental conditions, such as the cows, the monkeys, the elephants, goats, sheep, and etc. The zoology also enables us to study how these organisms are adapted to their environment. Like, for example, why is a cow domesticated and the reasons why other organisms such as elephants, lions are not domesticated but they live in forests. Also, botany, this is the branch of biology that deals with the study of plant life. Botany enables us to know the families of different plants, such as the Euphorbiaceae, Asteraceae, Lamiaceae, and etc. The study of plants enables us to categorize the plants into different groups, into different families, to avoid chaos and confusion. Also, the study of plant life, it enables us to know the characteristics and the adaptations of the plant in certain environmental conditions and their resistance to certain diseases and pests. Within the two branches, there exist even smaller branches, because the smaller branches, botany and zoology, are very wide and complex. The smaller branches of biology include ecology, whereby ecology is the study of interactions between organisms and their environment. It aims at establishing how organisms are related to each other and their environment. Ecology, this entails the interactions of organisms on the landscape, whereby how different organisms interact, how different organisms escape their predators, and also how they are enabled to get food such as their prey, and also how they can assimilate their foods. The next is genetics. This is a sub-branch of biology that deals with the study of inheritance and variation. It deals with the study of how variation within parents and their offspring occur. This is whereby in genetics we are able to distinguish, to see the inheritance, how certain genes are inherited from the parents to their offsprings. This inheritance is based on the parents. Maybe let's say, for example, the gene for short height. For example, if the parents can be short or tall, the genes can be inherited to the offspring, whereby you'll find the offspring will inherit the height of the parents. Then also the skin color. The skin color of parents also determines the skin color of the offsprings, whereby dark skin, the offsprings also will become dark skin, and light skin same to the offsprings. Then we have the entomology. Entomology, this is the study of insects such as the butterflies, the houseflies, the crickets, cockroaches, and etc. Parasitology, this deals with the study of parasites, whereby there are different parasites. Parasites are both found in plants and the pest parasites in plants and in animals. Physiology, it deals with the study of the functions of various structures of an organism. This is, for example, the cell, whereby the cell is the basic unit of a living organism. Also, it states the function of the cell to an organism, whereby the cell enables the organism to function normally. Also, we have the structures such as the lysosomes, the microbodies, the Golgi apparatus, and etc. Then anatomy. Anatomy deals with the study of the internal structures of an organism. This entails only the internal structures. The next is microbiology, whereby microbiology deals with the study of microorganisms, and such microorganisms include the bacterium and etc. The next is bacteriology, whereby it deals with the study of bacteria, and ornithology. Ornithology deals with the study of birds. Birds include the ostriches, the doves, the turkey, and also the chicken are in the category of birds. Then the next is ichthyology, whereby it deals with the study of fishes, and here there are different types of fishes. We have the tilapia, catfish, and other examples of. We want to see the importance of biology, whereby under the importance of biology, we have several importance of biology. Biology is essential to us since it enables us to know the concept of botany and the concept of zoology, whereby botany, we say it's the study of plants, and zoology deals with the study of animals. First, knowledge that is acquired from the study of biology can be very helpful in solving environmental problems such as food shortage, poor health services, pollution, and environmental degradation. This is applicable whereby in places that encounters environmental problems and in places that have shortages of food, maybe the health services are poor, like hospitals and also other infrastructure such as the schools. And also pollution. This is whereby the environment is polluted, maybe it's, let's say, through burning of products, waste products, and also the waste products being released maybe in water, so that will be water pollution, and burning will entail air pollution. And also the last is environmental degradation. The next is the study of biology can grant one an entry into various careers. Through the study of biology, one can become a biology teacher. One can also pursue medicine. It also enables one to be able to study animal husbandry, whereby it deals with the treatment of animals. And the last is veterinary medicine, also, which deals with the treatment of animals. Number 3, it leads to development of scientific skills. These scientific skills are very useful in life, and the examples of these scientific skills that are obtained through the study of biology entails identifying, classifying, and measuring. You are able to identify different organisms. You are able also to identify different plants that are found in certain environmental conditions. And classifying, this is whereby you classify the organisms into various groups, such as the animals. The animals can be classified into the vertebrates and the invertebrates, whereby you can also be able to distinguish the characteristics of vertebrates, the characteristics of invertebrates. Classifying this also in plants can be applicable, whereby you can classify the plants into various families, whereby you use certain characteristics to classify them into families. Since the characteristics in plants enables you to classify them into various families. Then measuring, this is whereby the distance is measured, or maybe the weight, the height can be measured, let's say, in plants. For example, in plants. Also, you can be able to identify organisms. Let's say the microscopic organisms can be identified in a microscope, whereby you can be able to see how different the microscopic organisms appear, since they cannot be able to see through our naked eyes. Number 4, through the study of biology, man learns the causes of human plant diseases and how best these diseases can be prevented and cured. So here one can be able to know the causes of human diseases. Let's say, like cancer, you can be able to know what causes cancer and how best can you come up with measures that can prevent cancer. Also in plants, there are diseases whereby, for example, in a bean plant, there are certain diseases that affect, such as the bean arachnosis, whereby you can be able to identify what causes that disease in beans and how best can you prevent the disease. Also, you can be able to come up with preventive measures, let's say, like the use of chemicals or the use of mechanical methods that can help prevent the spread of diseases. It enhances international cooperation, such as joint development. This is whereby, for example, if there are joint developments, let's say, for example, of HIV and AIDS vaccine, through the Kenyan and the British scientists, through the cooperation between the Kenyans and the British, this enhances the cooperation between them, hence exchanging ideas, and also it encourages peace, encourages love amongst the people to avoid conflicts. Characteristics of living organisms, whereby living organisms portray different characteristics and they share a lot of characteristics in common. and the characteristics include nutrition, respiration, excretion, growth and development, reproduction, movement, and finally we have the irritability. So the first is nutrition, whereby nutrition is the process by which living organisms obtain and assimilate nutrients. Living things require nutrients for various purposes, such as growth, repair of worn-out tissues, and for provision of energy. This in nutrition, the organisms are able to obtain the nutrients from the food they consume, and also these nutrients are essential in various processes in the body, such as they facilitate growth and repair the worn out tissues, and some provide energy. For example, the carbohydrates can be assimilated by living organisms. Once assimilated in the body, these carbohydrates will be converted into nutrients, and these nutrients will be essential in the provision of energy in the body, whereby for example, in human beings can be able to carry out different processes due to the presence of energy in the body, and also this energy can aid in breaking down other metabolic processes in the body. Also, the nutrients are essential for growth. For example, once you consume meals rich in vitamins, they can help in the growth of the body, and also vitamins, they help in preventing certain diseases in the body. They fight diseases in the body. Then plants manufacture their own food using light, energy, and carbon dioxide. They only use simple products such as light, whereby light is essential in the process of photosynthesis, and it enables the plant manufacture food, while animals feed on already manufactured food from the plants and other animals. Plants have the inability to manufacture their own food, so they depend on the already manufactured food from the plants, or maybe other animals. Animals do not have the photosynthetic tissues, so they cannot carry out photosynthesis, and they depend on food from the plants, since they feed on the plants, such as they can feed on their roots, they can feed on their leaves, they can feed on their stalks, and also some rodents feed on the roots. Also, the plants depend on the animals, since the animals provide plants with the manure, whereby this manure is very essential for the growth and development of the plant. Number 2, we have respiration. Respiration is the process by which food substances are chemically broken down to release energy. During respiration, oxygen is used, while energy and carbon dioxide across the respiratory surfaces are released. Respiration entails gaseous exchange, therefore enables animals obtain energy for respiration and get rid of carbon dioxide as a waste product. Respiration occurs in 2 stages, whereby we have the aerobic respiration and we have the anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, it entails the use of energy and releases carbon dioxide across the respiratory surfaces, the same to as anaerobic respiration. The difference is that in aerobic there is use of oxygen, but in anaerobic respiration there is no use of oxygen. Then number 3 is excretion. Excretion is the process by which living organisms separate and eliminate the waste or harmful materials resulting from chemical reactions within the cell. Excretion enables the organism to get rid of the waste products from the body and assimilate the fine products that are taken into the body. Excretion is important because at times when the waste are not excreted, it may cause diseases to an organism, hence causing emaciation. The next is growth and development. Growth refers to irreversible increase in size and mass, while development refers to irreversible change in complexity of the structure of living organisms. Growth is a bit different from development, since in growth it only entails the increase in size and mass. The increase in size and mass of an organism increases gradually, but in development, it's just the change in the complexity of the structure of living organisms. Growth and development of living organisms is essential. This is because it enables the living organisms obtain the size that can enable them perform their functional roles. Yeah, for example, a rapid increase whereby an organism has a large body size or a tiny body size, a large organism will be able to carry out its duties easily and perform their functions and roles. Then the next is reproduction. Reproduction, this is the ability of living things to perceive and detect changes in their environment and respond to them appropriately. Living things respond to changes in temperature, humidity, light, presence or absence of certain chemicals. So in reproduction, they produce to perceive and detect changes in the environment. In reproduction, this is whereby the organisms can be able to produce young ones. They can be able maybe to carry out the mating process and finally produce young ones. Like in animals, animals can be able to mate and finally lead to the production of young ones. And as we looked, there is hereditary of genes in both human beings and also animals. Then the next is movement. Movement refers to the change in position of a part or parts of an organism. Movements can be of different types. For example, in plants, movements include their folding the leaves while they fold. It also shows movement, and the closing of the flowers, and also we have the mechanism of opening and the closing of the stomata. It also shows movement in plants. Then the next we have the growing of shoots towards light. For example, if you see a sunflower plant, at times when the sunflower plant, you can observe them, they face the direction of the light when the sun. When the sun moves from east to west, also the sunflower heads faces the sun as it moves. Then we have the movement also is very essential in plants. In animals, whereby movement enables the animals to escape the predators, and also they move so as to facilitate them search for food to sustain them. And also when they move, they are able to search for shelter and a convenient place to stay. Then we have the locomotion. Locomotion, this is the change of position of an entire organism from one position to another, like the movement of a cow. A cow can move from this place to the other place, and this is referred to as locomotion. Locomotion entails the entire organism moving, the whole organism moving from one place to another. Then in movement just entail part of the body, not the whole body moving. Like for example, as I've said, the leaves of certain plants when they fold, and the sunflower heads when they move according to the direction of light. Then after the important living things, we are going to look at the collection of specimens, and whereby the specimens are collected for various functions. For example, they can be collected for study, they can be collected to help in certain processes, whereby they can be studied. The specimen can be collected for study, and they can be also used for diagnostic and therapeutic decisions, whereby it depends on the accuracy of the test results. And also we can be able to see the apparatus that are used for specimen collection, whereby we have the sweep net, we have the fish net, we have the putter, we have the bait trap, we have the pitfall trap, pair of forceps, the specimen bottles, and the magnifying lens. Under the sweep net is structured in such a way that it can be able to facilitate the catching of flying insects. For example, the flying insects such as the butterflies. Maybe you want to collect the butterflies for a certain study, or the butterflies also can be used for decorations, whereby you'll go to a land whereby butterflies are highly inhabited, and you'll use the sweep net whereby you pass it through the air, and it will be able to trap the flying insect, the butterflies. The next one is the fish net. The fish net is used for trapping small fish and other small water animals. A fish net is designed in such a way, is net-like, and is used in the trapping of small fish, like in water bodies, and also the fish net can be used to trap other small water animals. We have the putter. The putter is used for sucking small animals from rock surfaces and bark of trees. This is whereby you place it in a position that you can be able to attract and suck, whereby it will pull the small animals that are be able to be found in the rock surfaces and also the bark of trees. The next is the bait trap. The bait trap is used for attracting and trapping small animals. The bait trap is specially designed for attracting the animals such as the rats, the mice, and other small animals. The pitfall trap. The pitfall trap is used for collecting crawling animals. This is put underground, whereby while the animals crawl and move to certain conditions, these animals are able to fall in the pitfall, with the pitfall bucket, whereby in that bucket it will, after the organism has entered, or as it was crawling and finally falls into the pitfall, it will be able to be collected. The next is the pair of forceps, whereby a pair of forceps is used for picking small crawling animals, and especially it is used for picking the stinging insects such as the bees. Maybe while the bees is crawling underground, you can use a pair of forceps. A pair of forceps is very essential because it avoids the organism from causing harm to you. For example, the stinging insects, the bees. The bees cannot be collected using the hands because it can cause harm to the hands. Next, we have the specimen bottles. The specimen bottles are used for keeping collected specimen. For example, when you've collected your specimen, like for the rats, maybe the bees, you cannot just place them in any other place, but you'll place them in the specimen bottles, and the specimen bottles are of different sizes depending on the size of the specimen being studied. For example, a specimen bottle for rats cannot be the same as a specimen bottle for the bees, because rats appear to be larger than bees, so they require larger sizes of specimen bottles, while the bees require the smaller ones. Next, we have the magnifying lens, whereby this magnifying lens appear to be round in shape, and also they are used to enlarge objects. For example, the objects that cannot be seen with the naked eyes, you can use a magnifying lens, whereby you place them above the organism or above the object, and it can be able to enlarge the object. Then we have the collection of specimen. We've said the collection of specimen is very essential because the collected specimen can be used for study, and also specimen collection are necessary because precision of these results depend on the purity of the specimen and the use of proper specimen collection and equipment. Then the various purposes can be studied, can be outlined, whereby it allows medical professionals to obtain tissues or fluids to look for any changes in your health. They also help in the physicians to diagnose medical conditions, plan treatments, and monitor diseases. Collection of specimen enables the physicians, whereby the physicians are able to diagnose the conditions, the medical conditions of certain organisms, and monitor the diseases. In order to ensure the testing is performed appropriately and the results generated accurately, it reflects the patient's clinical situation and the guide proper treatment